Hey everybody, so this is my presentation on my definition of what music therapy is. So first off, I wanted to talk about, as mentioned in the reading, just why is music therapy so hard to define. So one of the reasons that one of the chapters in our readings that we had to do for this week, it talked about everyone has their own personal definition. So everybody brings their own personal background based off their personal experiences, all dependent on what populations they work with, and that's how they form their own definition of what music therapy is. And also, in the reading, it talked about that music therapy is such a broad profession. We deal with so many different populations, so that's also one reason why music therapy is so hard to define. And also it mentioned that music therapy is also very complex. So it can't be defined by one single culture or philosophy or a treatment model or a clinical setting as well. So, my music therapy definition. So to me, music therapy is the use of a music intervention which is organized and implemented by a board-certified music therapist to help a wide variety of clients with health concern in reaching a desired goal and to improve the client's quality of life in a safe/non-judgmental environment. So I'm going to be breaking up the different parts of my definition and then talking about them. So the first part of my definition that I mentioned was the music intervention. So first off, the music intervention is goal-oriented. So there's a specific goal that each client has, and a music intervention can be used for that. And it can either be created by the music therapist, or they may use an existing song that can perfectly help the client to reach their goal as well. And just some of these goals that music interventions can target is academic, maybe such as spelling, working on communication with clients or expression of emotions, and gross or fine motor skills as well. And also, music intervention is organized. So it has a specific purpose. This kind of goes back to being goal-oriented. It's organized to have a specific purpose to help the client. And it's also structured. So things like songwriting or improv, they may seem maybe a little less organized than certain music interventions, but they definitely do have a purpose, and the music therapist typically would structure them, especially the improvisation, with the client in some way to help the client to reach their goals. And also, with the music intervention, it's using music as therapy. So this was mentioned in our reading, and music is the primary and the therapist, so the music therapist is the secondary. The music therapist is just kind of there to just help guide the client through the music intervention. So the music therapist. So they're qualified, have an undergraduate degree in music therapy, like we're all completing right now. And as you know, we have to have a set amount of clinical hours put in, and also a 6 to 9 month internship, and then after that, we have to go through our board certification test. And then, only then, they are the people that can implement music interventions and call it music therapy. And the next part of my definition, I talked about, I mentioned clients. So, the different clientele music therapy serves, it serves a really wide range of clients. And something that I like to say when I'm explaining my own definition to music therapy to people, I like to say music therapy serves people from birth all the way to death and captures every age range in between. I feel like this just helps people really get an idea of the mass amount of age groups that music therapy serves. And just music therapy serves so many different disabilities and illnesses, cognitive disabilities, physical disabilities, and even dealing more with mental health, like anxiety and depression and eating disorders. And a big non-mental health related one is Alzheimer's. So I also mentioned goals. So goals are very individualized based on the client's specific needs, and they tend to be non-musical goals. So a goal can be created to help clients maintain the skills that they already have, such as the elderly, and just helping maintaining what fine and gross motor skills they already have, and just keeping them up to the level that they are at, because we don't want them to diminish at all. And also, goals can be working on areas of weaknesses for clients. So if there's a client with a physical disability and they have difficulty walking, we can work on that, or fine and gross motor skills as well is another area of weakness that you sometimes see with physical disabilities. And there's several more, a lot more actually, that we can work on with music therapy. So I also mentioned in my definition talking about quality of life. In my definition, I really wanted to add this quality of life aspect into it because for me personally, I feel like improving quality of life, no matter who the person is, no matter what disability or illness, or even if they have a disability or illness, I just feel like quality of life is such an important aspect. And music therapy can help just overall improve our clients' quality of life. And just by participating and creating music experiences can just help our clients being more empowered, just help them be happier, bring them joy, and give them a sense of community if they're in a music therapy group. Alright, and the last little bit that I had mentioned was the safe/non-judgmental environment. This is something I wanted to add in my definition because, to me, music is very non-threatening, and I feel like people can really open up and express themselves more through music versus possibly just like going to see a psychologist. I feel like using music to help express themselves may actually help the client open up more. They might be more willing to talk to us and to express their emotions through music versus our clients going to see a psychologist. And can tap into this through songwriting and even reflecting on a song as well, and just discussing it in a group. And also, towards the non-judgmental environment, as music therapists, we should really have an acceptance of whatever our clients do musically. Even if it's not exactly what we had envisioned, that's okay. They're still participating in the music, and they're still trying to do their best. And that's okay. That's all we can really ask for our clients, is to do what they can do. Alright, so that is my definition of music therapy. If you have any questions or comments, just feel free to ask me at any time. Alright, thank you.